Hello everyone, it's great to walk with you again. Today, while we walk, I'll tell you a haunting story by Charlotte Perkins Gilman titled The Yellow Wallpaper. This is a tale where the horror isn't a ghost, but the slow, agonizing collapse of a human mind. The isolated room, a prison disguised as a retreat. The story opens in the stifling atmosphere of an isolated ancestral mansion. A young woman is brought here by her husband, John, a prominent physician, to undergo a rest cure for her postpartum depression, but instead of healing, she's confined to a massive room in the attic. It is a bizarre chamber with heavy iron bars on the windows and a floor so scratched it looks as if someone had clawed at it in desperation. But the most haunting feature is the wallpaper. It is a revolting shade of yellow, faded yet somber, looking as if it had been scorched by the sun over decades. The paper is torn and stripped in patches like unhealed wounds, beckoning her into a journey with no escape. Obsession with the pattern, when lines begin to crawl. Stripped of her right to work or even to write, the woman's mind begins to compress and explode within those four walls. She starts to stare at the yellow wallpaper for hours, days on end. The asymmetrical, chaotic, and grotesque patterns begin to come alive. She sees them dancing, twisting together like a labyrinth with no exit. More disturbingly, she begins to perceive a thick, foul yellow smell permeating the room, creeping into every breath and every fiber of her being. Under the moonlight, those lifeless lines begin to morph and shift with every angle, as if whispering the darkest secrets of madness directly into her ear. The woman behind the paper, the ghost of entrapment. Her last shred of sanity finally shatters. She becomes convinced that behind the tangled, sprawling front pattern, there is a woman being held captive. This woman is not still. She is writhing, shaking the imaginary bars of the design, desperate to break free. Occasionally, through the windows barred from the outside, she glimpses the woman creeping through the garden in a twisted, distorted posture. But the moment a stranger's gaze appears, the phantom quickly retreats back into the depths of the yellow wallpaper. She realizes she is not alone, and that the woman behind the paper is the very embodiment of the pain screaming inside her own soul. The horrific liberation, crawling over the body. On the final day of their stay, the madness reaches a fever pitch. She decides she must rescue the woman to save herself. She locks the door, throws the key out the window, and begins a massacre upon the walls. With her bare hands, she frantically tears away strips of the yellow paper, shrieking in a state of morbid euphoria. When John breaks down the door, he is paralyzed by a gruesome sight. His wife is crawling along the floor against the wainscot in a posture that is hardly human. She steps over the torn, ragged paper, her eyes vacant, muttering in a delirium, "I've gotten out at last in spite of you." Horrified, John faints on the spot. But the woman does not stop. She continues her frantic loop, calmly crawling right over her husband's fallen body to continue her tragic journey of liberation. The outro. Jekyll wanted to separate evil to be free, but the woman in the wallpaper wanted to tear down the world to find herself. Was she truly free, or was she lost forever in the yellow fog of her mind? And with that question, our walk also ends here. Thank you for walking with me to the end of the journey, and see you again soon in another adventure with so many more amazing books and stories. Goodbye for now.